Hello everyone, I'm Overhaul, and today I'm reviewing My Hero Academia, chapter 217. Yep. I'll be honest, this chapter is really... Why am I still speaking in my weird villainous voice? Who cares really? Yeah. This chapter is not exactly how I thought this would be. For example, I was expecting this chapter to be a completely NATO, Mirio, and all that, then a lot of Eri getting a heart attack from Noma's. Oh, is that straight? Oh, class 1A, sorry, period, the class 1B. I wonder who would win. Basically the worst character in the world. And yeah, it's not that. We start this chapter off with a little Bakugo All Might Midoriya conversation about the whole Black Whip thing. Now, since Bakugo is aware of what's happening, he wonders to himself, he's like, alright, so what do you do to her in meetings? Plus, now it helps that Bakugo is there so he can, give his own feedback and, train with the quirk a little bit. So yeah. The conversation basically goes, I can use your power, and I cannot, and all that type of stuff. There's nothing really to bring up except really for three things. First thing is the fact that we can't confirm who Narashima's master was. And that was the black guy who was wearing, blue clothing. I think he was like right next to the Bolf guy. But that's the one that was Narashima's master, so that's why All Might isn't aware of him or his quirk. Because I assume she would be aware. I don't believe we get confirmation of what kind of quirk he had, but maybe it was the misunderstanding of the translations. Then, the third thing we get confirmation is that All Might and Narashima had zero idea about this. They never had any idea, and that, this was definitely Deku's first, which I believe we already had confirmation, but I guess it's 100% confirmed now. And the third confirmation is that... What was the third one again? What was the third one? Why can't I not remember it right now? It's a my hat. We don't 100% it isn't who the previous user was. Now we get confirmation now we get confirmation why NATO cannot use his. Well, that's all I was probably thinking. Who really matters that I know. And back to the main thing. So yeah. It's most like who we just got. The main confirmation is just the fact we know who Narahima trainer for Wolf One was. Well, not by name, but just who he was. So yeah. Now, Bakugo brings up the whole All for One thing, like, he basically created the quirk, so maybe he has something to do with it, or maybe he knows something. And I don't know if this means that All Might is going to go talk to All for One again, or if it's going to be something like that. Like, maybe he will, but maybe he's not going to see it really be a reasoning why. Maybe just to see if you are aware of it. Or maybe you just ask with the police friend he has, hey dude, listen, tell me, has All for One said anything, anything weird, anything like, like about 1-4, something like that? So yeah. But for right now we have no idea how it goes. So yeah. Deku starts to mumble while they're training a bit because they kind of want to test the whole thing out to see if they can activate it again. It's like Deku starts to mumble to himself about the quirk and all that. And when Dago starts mumbling, Baku's like, "Oh no, I'm not listening to this again. This makes me sick. I'm leaving." So yeah. So they basically end the thing here, and they go to their respective dorm rooms. But it turns out the Class 1A, some members of Class 1B are there, and they're having their fun time. With stuff like Tatsu and Kirishima talking to each other and being like, "Kirishima, your quirk is stronger than mine because it gets harder. Even though I can handle it more, there's a limit, and my quirk has a limit to how much of hardness I can get, where your quirk can literally get harder." So we kind of get a confirmation that Kirishima's quirk is better than Tatsu's, sorta. And after that, the conversation, Ida shows up and tells her what's for food, and I think Ida is actually dressed as one of the Star Trek captains, like maybe Kirk or someone, or has a very similar outfit. I don't know why, he just looks like that. Maybe he just reminds me of Linkara. Because of the glasses, I believe are similar, and again, the whole clothing looks like Star Trek. So yeah, he shows up. And we see a couple of them talking, like Kendo, Momo, and Jiro, and the Beast guy talking with some of the others. I believe Kirishima and Koda, and Tokoyami and the Mushroom Girl. Which supposedly he seemed to forgive her the fact that she nearly made them suffocate to death. I mean, seriously, Tokoyami, are you seriously okay with having this girl that has, stating that she goes a bit over the top with her spanked mushrooms so close to you? So, yeah. But anyways, it's revealed that if he has any pictures of Hawks. So, yeah. Yeah, and Minato, because, there are, I believe, 3 or 2, at least 2 more girls there, he's like restrained because he's most likely going to do something. Or maybe Minato is just going to give her a payback for the whole thing that he rubbed his face on her boobs. Which, honestly, Mina, you should be expecting at this point. I mean, I'm pretty sure he tries to take any opportunity he can at training to get on top of you or touch you in any kind of way. Well, except maybe for Jiro, because apparently she doesn't have an ass and a butt. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say she's that far from the beauty standard. Except the fact that she doesn't have, very woo ha ha, or is it he ho ha? The hourglass figure. I don't think she's that far from the beauty. I mean, how? He can't even see how, Toro looks like. I mean, how? If she does actually look like the weird description she gave, which was a distinction between a man and a woman, then she looks horrible. I mean, well, we don't know how she actually looks like. That was most likely just a funny sketch to make. And how maybe she was just saying, my nose is similar to that guy's and eyes are like his and everything else is like hers. Maybe something like that, but yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Mina is making sure that he's not trying anything funny. So yeah. Then Todoroki steps to Deku and he's like, "Hey, you have 2 quirks now." No, because, you can say in whichever way you can, Black Whip looks like a different quirk than, the quirks that's been portrayed to be. I mean, it would be something else if Midoriya would say my quirk is energy. So, I guess there's just a bunch of energy coming more of a physical form that would be a little more long range. But since his quirk will be pretend to be power, it's a bit harder to explain it. But anyways, he is able to convince Todoroki that it's just an extension of my quirk, which in a way is. It's not more quirk, it's just something that I was able to do right now. I mean, even I had no clue about it, which is true. And we get a little funny scene where Bob was like eating, um, um, and he's like, for someone that's so observant, he sure is nuts. Because Todoroki believes it. And Todoroki after that, she's like, alright, I need to do this because he did. If you kind of think about it, he performed in a way the worst in the entire fucking training station because, you know, he's supposed to be the most powerful member and now his battle ended with in a tie with him, you know, performing underwhelmingly. So he takes this phone and he sends a message to Endeavor, who this is a funny scene where he's in the middle of defeating a villain, but he's like, alright, let's see. And you see all the previous messages he sent to him, and he's like checking, and Todoroki brings the move that he was using, which I can't remember exactly what it was named, but he says and he checks and he's like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to bring this up. And then he starts laughing. Because, you know, to him this is like, whoa. Literally the first thing you're gonna, how ironic. The thing that ruined this family, the thing you hate me the most is because I was such a horrible person to you, to the family, to everyone. Because I only care about your power. But now that I am willing to do pretty much anything I can to make up for that, and even I will most likely fail horribly, you bring up the thing that I was forcing you to do. And that's kind of funny too. Mostly that's a little bit funny. All of this complaint about the way he treats everyone else, and first thing that Todoroki wants to do is literally the power thing that was the reason why he was such a horrible person. So yeah. Yeah. Then we cut to the teachers discussing stuff with about Shinso, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's his name, Shinso. And they're like, alright, we examined everything and we're gonna go and leave all things to me and you guys do your next teaching thing. Which I do believe is the next day. So yeah. Yeah. President Mac and Eraser are walking down the hall and President Mac's like, whoa, Aizawa, Shinso, he kind of looks like, he kind of reminds me of a younger you. You and all that. Now, there's something very interesting President Mike states. Isn't this like the, I don't exactly know, I think it's something on S. Now, I don't know if that's the student's name or if that's like a name of an item or something. But the way he kind of says something seems to suggest that there was another student that had some kind of similarity between Aizawa and Shinso's quirk, and who Aizawa trained like he trained Shinso. And apparently that kind of ended badly. So what the heck? So what's President Mike implying here? It's possible that it's a translation error, but it does seem to be like Aizawa, this isn't the first time Aizawa had someone whose quirk was powerful, but against someone that's not very much affected to it, that's robots for God's sakes, it's kind of useless. So it does seem like this isn't the first time. And apparently it ended badly. Although considering the fact that it was said that in the beginning that he expelled every single student in one of his previous classes, which, if I'm being told, that's how many of them could be. I know that he joined somewhere between Vigilantes and the My Academia story in the manga, the Vigilantes, but what are we missing? But again, it could just be a translation error. So anyways, now we cut to Eri meeting Monoma, and she's like, the dark side of UA. And Monoma's like, what's this little girl talking about? It is over the top. Okay, dude, you can calm down. You're clearly going over the top with it. And Mia's like, Oh, I thought during a culture festival that you were the dark side of UA, which he kinda is. Nice. Now, a little brief stories about Miyu and Eri. Miyu, he is in the final year of UA. He was and maybe he still is considered to be the strongest student in the UA, even if he doesn't perform that well in the festivals. He must have he's basically the top. He is even been considered to be like in the top three in the first year of the pro when he becomes a pro hero. In the Kachisaki arc, which is where the other character that I and he have nothing common at all, completely nothing. Think he lost his quirk, which was a sort of a quirk that allows him to move through objects, which also causes him to lose his clothing, but that's besides the point. So yeah, he lost his quirk for trying to protect Eri, and now he still is apparently on the path of being a hero, but assuming because he doesn't have a quirk, it's a bit harder. I mean, apparently people that don't have quirks can't even fight. Which does make me wonder how come there's no villain that's like super pissed out at quirk users because they because if we have anything like Bakugo situation, I mean, if Bakugo is just bullying, there's possibly some people that treat people without quirks even worse. I mean, how? Apparently right now they live in an age where not having a quirk is more rare than, or is as rare as having a quirk that doesn't have two. That isn't compatible with any of the two parents. And speaking of quirks that are compatible with any of the two parents, now we have Eri. Her quirk is like, you have a broken arm, I can reverse it so your arm is not broken. Your body is ripping its skin up and you look like you're basically getting blown up in yourselves. I can reverse that. You're completely fine. I can turn you into a monkey, or I can make you before you were born. And there was an overhaul that was an abuser to a sexual girl, another difference that we have. I don't abuse 8-year-old and 6-year-olds. I will not murder the people that are my age that make me easily, because I'm easily pissed out. I mean, ignore the murder list. He was killing her and bring her back to life because, he can, as long as he touches you around 5 seconds again, your remains, you get constructed back again. And he was using her to make quirk erasing bullets, which were really expensive to make, which I don't know if we ever got any confirmation how he makes them, but, I mean, we're talking about bullets made of a little girl that's 8 or 6 years old. So yeah, he was using her, and the whole point was to rescue her, and now she appears frequently because she, suffers trauma. Because and mostly just dealing with the whole suffering trauma, like amazing, like how so much trauma she feels that Aizawa was like, if I only have mono my hair, her mental state is going to get far worse. Because until Culture Festival, she wasn't even able to really make her smile. I think she was able to make a face that wasn't scared, but something like, which I cannot do because I'm wearing a mask. But something like just a simple smile, like something like this type of smile, she wasn't able to do. Or even anything, like not even a smirk. So she was completely out of it. So yeah. But my general opinion on both of these stories, they were introduced way too early, and it only serves to show us that Hirkoshi needs to really start figuring out arcs that's going to focus on other class 1A students. Basically, that's my problem, because I don't know why. It just seemed like the Culture Festival was kind of, it kind of was Jiro's brought down moment, because not only that Deku fights the main villain, the main thing we're gonna be getting the information, a chapter that I believe explained how Jiro went with the whole getting to UA, was Eri's smile. Yeah, I don't have a general problem with these two. It's just I would kind of wish they wouldn't, show up so goddamn early. But yeah. Basically, that's it. Now, Aizawa's strategy was to use Monoma to copy his Eri quirk, so he could, uh, get some idea of how to use it, so he could teach Eri to use it. So Aizawa would not always have to be like, "All right, Eri, we are visiting Asui. Asui. Ah, the ghosts are gonna give you a makeover. Well, I will be. Wait a second, you could go on Berserk and you can, I don't know, do something with all of them. I will have to suffer for that. Basically basically that he's not constantly going to have to be. Which does make me wonder what the heck are they doing with her who's watching over her when where Aizawa is not there and she goes berserk, but I assume that she's watching some things that are gonna scare the fuck out of her, so maybe something like that. But yeah. So Monoma copies Eri's quirk and he's like, well, I can copy it, but it's like Izuku's. For some reason, I just cannot get the straight up ability of it. I believe he stated that it's like, the example he gave it was like Fat Gums. I can copy Fat Gums' quirk, but if it goes to a missile and it hits me, unlike Fat Gum who's gonna be like nothing, I will be blasted away. So yeah, that's how he explained. He said, for some reason, then Aries and he explains that's why he couldn't use Izuku's quirk. It's not because I didn't copy it, or I cannot copy it. I mean, I can copy it, but just that, just for some reason, I cannot use it the way you two could. Although I do believe he got a horn from there is horn, so yeah. So that's something he could be using Eri for to try to can learn these type of quirks. So yeah. Now Eri is like again going to very negative because for her this is just like she's causing even more trouble now. She gets very sad. Now Izuku makes her happy by saying, Eri, just because your quirk is a little hard to use and more dangerous to use than most quirks, that doesn't mean that it's horrible and all that. I mean, let's take a knife. Pretty much, I mean, in all hands, anyone can get caught, even killed, in fact. But when you get used to it, you can cut vegetables and you can, make everything not good. Which, honestly, I feel like if Deku want to give a better example in quirks, it's like Jiro's quirk. If Jiro was just like using her quirk Pium to go paints all over, just to use her Ifajak to just, paint everything or everyone, and she used that sound thing, and that beam of her heart would get Pium, she could blow up people. But she's trained, so she's not going to need to use so she's not going to need to kill people whenever she fights them using that. So that's how he explains to her, and that makes her happy. So yeah, it's a little good scene. They explain that, and Zuru has, I will master my quirk to become stronger. I will master one for all. Oh, that's what I just remember I was actually going to say. We get confirmation that Black Whip cannot be used just willy-nilly. And that Zuru it has just found a new way to go farther away from the quirk. Now, the way this chapter kinda ends it kinda seems to suggest we aren't going to get the next arc to be a League of Villains arc. Or at least it's not directly going to be. I mean, I would not be surprised it would be more of a Todoroki Endeavor type of an arc next, or something like next. But maybe it still can be, I don't know, it would be, just the way it kind of was set up, it would make more sense if it'd be like this. This is the way they ended, but the real way the chapter ends is with coming to Tomoe and being like, thank you for the information. We'll use them I'm already coming up with a plan to use this information for my next evil scheme. I feel like that's what should have happened this end of this chapter. But what do I know? Maybe the next chapter is just going to be a completely more funny chapter. But then we're gonna get a super fucking dark flipping thing. I mean, how? Maybe in the next chapter we're gonna get another conversation with All Might and All For One. And he'll be like... And hell, maybe we're gonna get some movie tie-ins that some animes are doing right now. And he's like... Oh, Izuku was already able to... And Oma was like... And later conversation, and he's like... Yeah, you may let me guess, the quirk is going berserk. I would be a lot more concerned about what's coming next. Remember, Gigantomachia is a problem. And my also is a problem. But there is someone else who is coming. Because I feel like there must be more, because I feel like at this point we need to get more of the League of Villains members that like big shot hitters, like All Might had to go full power to beat them. Well, not full power, but just like convincingly make 100% to defeat them. But yeah. Anyways, this chapter 4 we get is a decent chapter. It was a kind of a standard chapter, and I like how we kind of got a bit of a diversion and how there might be bigger things in the plot even if they aren't involving the villains, which, come on, it kind of needs to be. Or maybe they could have. Who knows? But yeah. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. I hope you're gonna leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you people next time. Bye.